Um, Hello? Oh, howdy. Do we have audio? I'm not quite sure. Do we? Why do I have to test this every time? Oh, okay, we do have audio. Um, Howdy. What's up? Oh, God. Dropped some magazines. But I found like a series of like just kind of like old computer magazines, like Maximum PC and stuff. I think this one's. Let's look at the date here. I know like one of these has ads for new IBM T40s. So I think PC World one is the one I was looking at. Oh, if you take their survey, you could win a 42-inch plasma TV. Uh, but I was just gonna go look through here and see if anything's interesting. So, I guess everything shows up mirrored for you guys. Am I wrong about that, or am I right about that? Oh, maybe you guys can hear me a bit better now. So, I'm here to just answer any questions and look through some of this stuff. So here's an old ad with the IBM. Well, it's an eBay business ad actually. It says every dollar we save on eBay is a dollar we can spend towards growth. We saved 9,000 on a phone system. I don't know. Look at this guy, happy with his pile of rack servers not plugged into anything, and his IBM T40. Well, I don't really smoke cigarettes that often unless like I do still smoke e-cig though. Trying to quit. But I guess both my websites are up. I'm probably, well, actually, right now, I was going to do a video on making a microwave spot welder. I actually did that a long time ago, I think in middle school, but I kind of need a spot welder. But unfortunately, like sawing through the secondary coils on those is a very time costly task. So, what I've resorted to doing is just well, I'm waiting for my power drill to charge. You guys use the, or Sir Rotor says, hey man, from Russ, we used BSD. Are you referring to back in like 2004? I heard BSD's market share is actually kind of shrinking, which is a little bit concerning because it's the only like kind of up-to-date alternative to the Linux kernel. I'm kind of sad some of the, like, there used to be a project for Debian to use the FreeBSD kernel or even the NetBSD one, and they didn't really go anywhere. I think the FreeBSD one has an installable version for Jessie, but it is a little bit concerning just to be tied down to one kernel. But I guess if things go south, there'll be a restriking of interest in BSD. Ooh, the Trio 600. Suddenly, the idea of email on a cell phone seems obvious. Man, I don't know how I feel about that. It's kind of like a generic, oh, it's a Palm 1, it says. I mean, at least it has a keyboard of some sort on it. Like phones nowadays just have like touch pads, and it's probably cheaper than actually manufacturing a keyboard. So I guess that's what I'll say about that. Um, Levon Gushman asked, "Am I gay? Are you gay, Levon?" Uh, Thank you for the compliment on the hair, Tapan Kashyap. Um, the old Vios didn't actually look too bad. You still have a little bit of early 2000s aesthetics, which were kind of the worst. The only thing worse is like present day. I wonder what year this came out. See what processors they're running. So they have Centrino technology with Pentium M. So my guess is like around 2004-ish. I don't know. I've had a 19 or like late 90s Sony Vaio. It wasn't the worst thing. Um, ooh, okay. So they're advertising the Pentium 4 3.2 gigahertz. It's like the AMD Housefire, but from Intel back in the day. They added a hyper-threading technology, which actually I've heard doesn't really improve performance that much, but I'd kind of feel bad for anyone using a Pentium 4 today. I mean, they're the Pentium 3 actually outperformed the Pentium 4 when it came out, and they were able to push the clock frequency on the Pentium 4, but it was just not a good processor. I guess most of Intel's processors now just have backdoors and everything, but so you can't really call those good either. Um, yeah, Mario Ivan, I would agree. New tech is out of control environmentally and socially. Um, Jeff Schlock, Samsung M910 Intercept had a slide out physical keyboard. Closes mobile, has gotten to getting it right. Well, I'm actually not very interested in phones, so I'm kind of unfamiliar with that. I know about like the Nokia N900 just because you can install Linux on it, and I've heard previously in the live streams about the Librem phones, but I've been more interested in getting like a Galaxy S3 just so I can install like a replicant, but they don't have GPS support, so I'd also have to buy a GPS. Right now, I'm just using Walmart disposable prepaid sort of thing. Well, Libre phones, I don't think they're quite in existence. I said Librem, but um, they do have some, I guess, less awful phones, and some of the old Samsung phones you can install well, Replicant, which is Android, but pretty much for only free software. So it's a little bit better. I mean, I guess you could make a phone out of some random GSM module, and you have a chance of getting it Libre. Still be a security concern unless you had like a switch to turn the module like off. Um, I wouldn't say hardware switch, by the way. Um, Would I cut my hair for a free X220? Says Wavon. Um, no, I have three X220s actually. Fourth one would not make my day a little bit. I mean, I wouldn't need one. Um, maybe for a W701DS or something ridiculous like that. Um, um, let me see here. BJR says present day, present time. Yeah, I would recommend watching Serial Experiments Lane. Um, Greetings, John Kettle. And yes, I know H713 is ThinkPad Desu. But Watson Woodson says, "Hi, hope your week is going well." It's actually going okay. I mean, I got the video up. I really need to streamline my video editor. It works really well for like hardware style videos, but when it comes to the actual coding, like code videos or something that involves like screen capture, it becomes a huge pain. And I get like audio sync issues and things like that. It's workable, but part of the reason I haven't made any videos or released the code on that is it's such a mess right now. It'd be even like a little bit embarrassing to release at its current state. Um, I probably should update the GitLab release of it because it isn't a functional version right now, but it has a lot of bugs and issues that you can work around them. I've actually been using it for pretty much actually all my video editing since I got it to be workable. So right now I'm rendering everything on an X200S, which in the Texas sun doesn't exactly, or Texas heat even doesn't like running it even at 1.86 gigahertz. So I had to underclock it. I'd prefer not to talk about politics on my channel iClicksin, but generally my views are less government's a good thing. So, Levon Gushman, thoughts on Windows embracing Linux? Well, um, it won the server OS market, or at least a decent chunk of it. And I don't like the fact that they're necessarily embracing it, but it's just what it is, I guess. Do you support open source extremism? Guitar Matt C says, well, I don't know what you define as extremism. Like personally, I occasionally have to use like non-free drivers and things like that, but I prefer if everything was free software, or at least they change some of the I guess intellectual property laws, so Microsoft wouldn't have a pretty much monopoly over the computer market. I guess Apple's their competitor, but it's still very monopolistic. It's actually a economics term, but it would be preferable if they would, release code that's like 10 or 15 years old. Um, I don't think it should be, illegal to make non-free software. I just think after a certain point, you should be able to release the code for it. And when it comes to things like, I guess, decompilers in the industry, it's the legislation for that gets kind of confusing. I'm not an expert on that topic though. Um, oh, H713 says thoughts on geese. I don't like geese, at least the geese at the duck pond in Round Rock. They're very aggressive. Um, but I don't know, maybe they're peaceful geese out there. Mario Ivan, which Linux has the best themes? Just install Debian and install whatever DE you want. So you shouldn't be asking which Linux. Linux is a kernel. It should be either like at least which distribution, but I'd prefer if you just said which desktop environment. Uh, no offense, Ivan, because everything's pretty much interchangeable. Um, I would not agree with Guitar Map C and his idea to genocide non-Libre software developers. But okay, let me see here. Mustafa Seaton says, trip code. Do you believe that once a device is completely rebooted, it is completely secure afterwards? No, I don't. But actually, what kind of concerns me is partly x86 hardware in general. And Intel actually never released firmware patches for the Core 2 Duo for Spectre and Meltdown. I mean, BIOS patches. I mean, Linux has like page table isolation and things like that, but it's still a concern. And there's a lot of other things like that. And I actually use Chromium, which isn't, the most Libre browser. I mean, it's better than Google Chrome, but that's mainly because I also use Google services. For example, I'm on YouTube and things like that. Um, Jeff Schlock says, I'm hoping for end of life when they give Windows 7 to the people. Well, I'd love it if they pretty much change the license for the code for Windows 7. Because Windows 10 is a god awful mess, even for a Windows operating system. Like, I would even argue that Vista is better. Um, yeah, if I made a punk band, Geese Homicide wouldn't be a bad name. Um, but Guitar Matt says, Mario Ivan, thanks, Robert. Looking for a retro Linux theme. Just install Zorg and don't install Windows Manager at all. It'll look pretty retro. I think it comes with one, but I mean, if you're looking for retro Linux sort of Windows managers, I think Next Step. Am I thinking of the right thing there? There's some that there's a lot of options out there. I mean, Plan 9 from User Space, I think, also exists. But um, okay, well, goodbye, iClickson. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Um, sorry about your situation. Guitar Map C, why don't you use Firefox? Chromium doesn't officially support hardware acceleration. They actively state they won't support it officially. Um, I've been thinking about switching to Firefox, but I've just gotten very used to, well, Chromium. I used to use Chrome a long time ago, and I guess I just switched to Chromium, and um, bad habit, I guess. I have a few of those. Yeah, I did notice, based on Louis G's comment, that I have actually tried Firefox a few times, and it does seem to run a little bit slower for certain tasks. Oh, by the way, that is H713 is gonna do an impression of me on XSOC live stream. I'm really not looking forward to any sort of thing like that. If you don't know who XSOC is, he used to do ThinkPad videos a long time ago. I guess he still does, but his channel really kind of stagnated, I guess. Um, hmm. Yeah, I wouldn't. I've never really used Fedora. Um, and I used to use Ubuntu, but after Genome 3, I kind of abandoned it, and then there became like some security, or not even security issues, but the fact that I think one time they were selling your data to Amazon or something like that. Oh, yeah, I guess. Guitar mat. Um, by the way, Pale Moon is a really good browser after you change the theme, says Robert Soares. I've never tried Pale Moon. I might give it a shot. Um, anyways, I'm gonna keep going through PC World. So I know I saw an ad for somewhere around here for ThinkPads. Oh, here's one for the ThinkPad X series. It has a nice cushion. Let me see what their reasoning for that is. Oh, it says protect your data against accidents when you're on the road. Um, well, solid state drive would work. IBM ThinkPad 1, 14.1 inch XGA display. I would not like that. 256 megabytes of DDR SD RAM. That's kind of unusable today. Um, Ultra Connect antenna, 1 year system slash battery limited warranty. You can extend it for $132. It's originally $1,299. Got to figure out the inflation rate from 2004. ThinkPad X40s, around the same specs. It's a little bit smaller and $1,500. Hmm. I don't know. Oh, I guess it is the IBM ad. They have a entire, I guess, product line listed here. Um, R51 again, T42, only close to $1,700. And with Microsoft Office, it's $1,919. Uh, think IBM ThinkPad X40, 1,500. You know, actually, if it was back in the day, I think I'd be happy with an X40. I was a little bit too young to be buying brand new IBM ThinkPads. Oh, they even sell the docking solution for $1,800 for the X40. Um, they have Think Center PCs, which are a lot cheaper. I don't know. You can actually get those pretty much for scrap nowadays. The Linksys Wireless G router. This was actually a decent router. I think I ran one with whatever the Tomato firmware was called, with an Ethernet bridge, so I can use some free PowerPC Mac back when I was in, I guess, probably sixth grade, maybe a bit later. Um, camcorders. Oh, external hard drives. I mean, still sell those today. Oh, Guitar Matt C says, talk about Patreon. Um, oh, Alex says nothing has changed. Well, to address that, I do have a Patreon. If you want to give me money, I like money. I'll spend it on iced tea. So I actually buy like, well, either buy this or buy a Whataburger cup. And these are harder to refill because if one of the managers there, you'll get angry at me. But at Whataburger, they don't care. So I'll buy the $2.48 drink, keep it for 3 days, and wash the cup. But yeah, really do enjoy iced tea. Alex, um, mm, I'm just gonna let that comment be. But Jeff Schlock says, looks like a beautiful day there. What part of the world are you in? Well, I'm in Texas. Howdy. Ain't that the truth? Gonna go ride my horse down to the. Okay, I can't even. I don't know. I don't know what that was. Was it a Texas accent? But yeah, I mean, it would be a nice day, except that Texas is extremely hot, and the AC in the shed is off right now, just because otherwise there'd be a shh in the background, which would not enjoy. And Texas also has a mosquito problem, which is why one of the reasons I wear a jacket, even though it's extremely hot. Um, Robert Soares says, thanks. Anyone know about the Yoga 370? Is it Weber bootable? Well, unfortunately, it's not Weber bootable. There's a small chance that it could be core bootable, but I would generally kind of wouldn't think so, just because well, isn't the Yoga like one of the kind of compact models? It would be a difficult challenge. I mean, also, what generation is the 370? Because I noticed Core Boot doesn't really have good support for stuff after Ivy Bridge unless it's like some Chromebook of some sort. Oh wait, yeah, it goes Sandy Bridge then Ivy Bridge, right? The third generation. You should start mining crypto in the heat. Oh my god, I need to start up ThinkFan. Is the Texas heat is currently making my thermal temps around 81 degrees Celsius. Okay. And I noticed that my ThinkPad does not like going up to 83 when it's 82. Okay. Let me start up ThinkFan. I don't know why I shouldn't have it auto start, but okay. Blow dryer mode engaged. Hopefully it doesn't crash because let me check the outdoor temperature in Texas really quick. Well, actually, I'll do it after like my computer kind of just cools down a bit. I should not start mining crypto. Only way I could probably get away with that is if I was like in like Galveston or something and used like a seawater sort of cooling system. Okay. A Latte Panda Alpha 864. I actually don't know what that is. Um, yeah, I've been tempted by like getting one of those newer like pocket sort of PC sort of things, but um personally I wouldn't mind if it was an ARM processor, but most of them are just Intel. Um okay, we're down to 80 degrees Celsius now that Think Fan's engaged. Oh, Odroid H2 obsoletes the Latte Panda. Well, I don't know. I mean, I got like contacted by some Chinese board manufacturer to shill, but the only way I do that is if they like sent me product samples, and I've been wanting them to make this ThinkPad to USB keyboard. I should probably like the adapter for like the X60 keyboards. I would just love to have like an X60 with a modern, relatively free ARM CPU. And instead of an X60 display, it's replaced with an e-paper display. And then the rest of the chassis is just filled with 18650 cells for that multiple day battery life. Well, the X230, it's a lot newer of a computer and it's a different processor. Like the later Intel processors actually like running at higher temps. Um, but also 100C for 9 hours probably isn't the best for the longevity, but oh, Momo says I should kill myself. Nobody likes me. Okay. Um, um, donate to my Patreon so I'll get a double barrel. Or actually, yeah. So I've kind of wanted one of those double barrel, shotgun. Do the, sorry, Kurt Cobain's gone, but um, anyways, though, let's go back to by the way, I should probably put a disclaimer on this, just because I don't want to put an age restriction on this live stream. That if you do have suicidal thoughts, you should seek medical help and not ask for Patreon support. Um, I would go and seek medical help if you're having suicidal thoughts. They'll probably put you on some sort of antidepressant or something even worse. And oh, okay, I shouldn't get into a spiel about modern psychiatry, but the $500 stretch goal. Yeah, no, I don't want to pull a Kurt Cobain at this age. Magicolor 2300 printer. Huh. It's beige. Oh, they're having NEC or NEC 4.3 monitors. I really hate the fact that they abandoned 4.3. It's such a nice format. I mean, I can deal with 1610, but 16.9 is just terrible unless the resolution and display is significantly large. I used to use a 4K 16.9 monitor that was 43 inches, pretty much just a TV. But higher pixel resolution doesn't really matter on a small display. I'd say I mean, I'd prefer if my X200S had like slightly higher screen resolution, or if it was just a 4.3 display with 1450 by 1050, that'd be, or 1400 by 1050. Sorry about that. But I do actually have a 3.4 display with 1536 by 2048, and I'm actually a real big fan of 3.4 even. It's great for displaying documents, and if you're ever reading some stuff online. It's pretty close to paper dimensions. Um, Pinebook Pro. Any thoughts? I mean, I kind of like the DIY laptop sort of chassis idea, but I'd prefer if, like, for example, if I had the Kickstart backing to do something like that, I would just make something that isn't specifically compatible with one sort of ARM board. Like I would essentially just make a chassis with a power supply and some sort of. I think honestly, I would make it kind of compact since ARM boards are kind of the thing. Make like some sort of mechanical keyboard that fit in that dimension. Or it doesn't even have to be mechanical, but I'd prefer if it was at least equivalent to ThinkPad keyboard quality, and then probably use the 2048 by 1536 displays that were used for like one of the, I think it was an iPad or some tablet. So those are pretty cheap, even though they're only 9.7 inches. Um, Olex X200 says, "Hey Trip, hey, what's up?" Guitar Matt. FreeBSD is POSIX compliant to a fault. All the GNU core utils have nice features like echo/e, and that's all gone without the GNU core utils. Oh, I do enjoy like having GNU core utils. I mainly use Bash. I did notice though, so for one of those X200s, like the 2.5 gigahertz version, I wanted to see if it'll boot faster than a Mac. And with Mate, it does not, but I actually managed to beat it by 5 seconds by disabling a lot of the like startup stuff with system. If with system D, you can disable a lot of the stuff, and I got the boot time in OS to 4 seconds about, and then starting up Zorg takes like another few seconds, and it would spend 7 seconds in the BIOS. And yeah, I had to pretty much put in a not. I was kind of being lazy. I could have compiled my own custom kernel, but I found like one of those, third-party kernels and put that on there. Um. Miss Alpha Seton says, "What's a good mechanical keyboard that you'd recommend?" Um. Personally, I've only had an IBM Model M13 and a Cherry G8400, or I think that's the right one. Cherry small keyboard like this. I think it's the G8400, not entirely sure. And the layout on the Cherry keyboard I got was not actually the best. But on the IBM Model M, it was pretty decent. I know that's like the most cliche thing to say. I know Dell also makes a pretty decent mechanical keyboard back in the day. Um, I mean, I've been curious to try that just because I grew up with the plastic Dell keyboards. So sadly, when I did like the typing speed test for that, I actually typed pretty fast on those, and those are not the best actually. They kind of slide around a bit when you're typing, but it's just so familiar with the layout. Um, oh, have you seen the Tex Yoda mechanical keyboard? It says Burnsy 3210. Um, I have, and I'd like one, except for the price tag. It's ridiculous. I'm not going to spend that much money on a keyboard. The most I've spent was 75 on an IBM Model M13, and that was kind of high on the keyboard price range. But it does look very nice, and it does have a middle mouse, and I would consider getting one if it was maybe less than 100. and I had money, or if I had like just excessive amounts of money, but if I did that, I'd probably first get a Jaguar XJS, like one of the 80s or 90s ones that breaks down a lot, that has the V12. You can buy them for like $5,000 in good condition, or even like $1,500 in poor condition. But then the maintenance cost is like $20K a year. But they look very pretty to me. I know people prefer the previous Jaguar models, but anyways, different segue. GS, have I ever Hackintoshed? No, I haven't. One, I don't really like Mac OS. Like, it's not anything. Well, there's like freedom concerns and all that, but if I was just gonna be comparing Mac OS to Windows and just pretending, free software options didn't exist, um, I would prefer Windows 7 over Mac OS and not Windows 10. But that's kind of why I never installed it, because I mean, if I rather use 7 if I had to use something non-free. So, but that's just because I've never really grown up with Macs, because they're kind of expensive. You don't get the same amount of hardware. I mean, the software, I've never really used it because of that. I think I only used it on a Power PC Macintosh when I was in middle school for a bit, and by that time it was kind of outdated. Yeah, I was actually thinking about that guitar, Matt. Um, I was looking at I can't remember which embedded Linux version it was, but I was also thinking about just being like, my ThinkPad boots up 10 times faster than the MacBook Air, just because I put a floppy disk image with Coreboot on it, because they actually have a few floppy disk Linux installations. I think one's based off Slackware 4. It'd actually be a really interesting secondary payload, but yeah, Debian you can get down to boot in like 4 seconds on like a Core 2 Duo, so that's pretty decent. I mean, yeah, then you have to add the time for the BIOS and then the actual like loading up of your user interface. I don't know I've never heard of Yocto. Yeah, Burnsy, I maybe rest in pieces. Hopefully, I'm saying that for two reasons. One, they should really. I'd love it if Windows became free software, just because of the massive amount of available software for Windows, even though in the present day it's gotten better from Linux. But um, Windows wasn't always the most ethical company. So, oh, if and I imagine sometime in the future, like maybe a decade or two from now, they're probably going to be losing a ton of market share based off their mobile entries haven't really succeeded in any way. So, uh, Alex says open sourced Windows, install React OS. Well, React OS is, at least last time I looked at it, was a buggy kind of mess. I might be wrong. I might give it a shot, but personally, I'm pretty happy with Linux. Um, I would, I mean, I guess there's wine and things like that, but the main gripe I have is, which is really easily fixable. It's just because I decided to go full Libre. Um, I really liked old versions of Gary's Mod. Used to be my thing in middle school. I guess though I don't really play video games anymore, so it's not really that much of an issue. But I mean, I would like write little Lua scripts occasionally and uh, screw around with wire mod. Actually, wire mod, if for a kid, I would say is actually a not a bad thing for them to spend all day screwing around with. It helped a lot when I took a digital electronics course later in high school, and um, I learned a little bit of programming from it. So, I've heard a rumor that Windows will go free as in beer. Well, probably. I mean, they're moving to a service platform. It won't be free as in beer. So if I drink a beer, I'm not gonna get like a ad middle throughway my beer or have my data, sold through my beer. They already aggregate and sell your data on Windows, and my beer isn't going to be forcibly updated. They're not going to go and, put like extra hops in my beer while I'm drinking it, even though I don't want extra hops or something. Uh, but if they went free as in freedom and they still charged for a compiled binary version, I would be really happy about that. But time freeze 1 3. Oh wait, Louis G says the Hackintoshed X220 for just okay. It was a nightmare because I didn't bother getting a compatible Wi-Fi card. Oh my god, I'm getting behind on these comments. I'll need to go up. Time freeze 1337 says trip code. Do you maybe know if the prices for the X200 Libra booted, for example, mini free, I think, side scrolled are reasonable? No, not personally. Um, I sell them for with like LED displays, maxed out RAM, 240 gigabyte SSDs, which are new, for less than Libra boot does, even though by like $100 for a similar configuration. So mine are like priced at like 200, 240 plus like or 220 and 240 plus $20 shipping. But I was actually thinking about, well, I probably shouldn't say this, but no one buys them in another week. I'm gonna go down by $20 and list them on eBay because yeah. Um uh, oh my god, okay. Too many comments here. I wish I had your experience on. Okay, that one's not addressed to me. Okay. Sup, dude says renew. Not much. You should set up a Gmod build server with WireMod. I'll cyberbully you on it. Actually, I've thought about setting up. Well, a kind of. I would not admit to doing this, but a kind of Steam free version of Gary's Mod, which would be free as in beer. But I would not admit to setting it up. And if I did, I would just say how I set it up and not have a Gary's Mod game and then just release the instructions and then let someone else handle the, you know, ARG piracy sort of thing. Um, my wire mod was Redstone. Oh, yeah, I did mess around with Minecraft when it was like an alpha. God, chunky puffs on Freenode. Okay, what switches do you prefer the most in mechanical keyboards? I would just say I don't have a preference. I just like I only tried two mechanical keyboards. I've typed on some of the ones with gaming switches, and I can't type on them. They're just too it's just like you tap the thing and it registers. I don't like those really light switches. I guess like I typed on an Apple IIe keyboard from the 80s, and that was mechanical, and it was pretty decent. Um, Beer that sells your data sounds like a new business venture. Well, honestly, if you just put a microphone in there and heard drunks talk, you'd probably get plenty of data. Tripcode, did you decide to go to grad school? If yes, how's that going so far? I am planning on going to graduate school eventually, but at the current moment, I'm on involuntary vacation for a semester. So, um, yeah, that explains why I'm making a lot more videos. But my grades are actually really good, so I should be going back. But I guess too many beers in college. But anyways, it's not Windows will never be free as in freedom. Yeah, I would say so, unless intellectual property laws change. Um, and then furthermore, it's cross-reference with. Oh wait, I'm a little bit. I lost track of that conversation. Sorry, Guitar Matt. Uh, Guitar Matt C. Have you seen the art? Oh, okay, now address to me. Do you plan to sell core booted laptops or Libra only? I was thinking about selling some core booted X220s, but I want to make a more professional looking ROM for the X220 with CBIOS and Grub that looks similar to the Libra boot ROM before I do that. Um, I would probably sell them for around the same price. Maybe actually a little bit cheaper because X200s are becoming a bit rare or hard to find. That I'm actually using parts from X201s to fix them up. Um, oh my god, I'm getting really behind. I'm sorry if I missed your comments. I'm just going to start at the bottom. Do you abstract out your services or do you just use all of Google's services? I don't really use social media, but so pretty much my services that I do use from Google, YouTube, and Gmail. Um, I don't know if you can call 4chan social media. I use that, and that's independent from that stuff. I also occasionally use Mumble. I use Mumble and I use Discord. Okay, so that has its own privacy concerns. Which keyboard do you use at the moment? Mustafa Seaton says. Well, I use my trusty X200 keyboard, which is quite nice. I like just plain old ThinkPad keyboards. So I'm typing on it most of the time. I'm really good with the layout. Uh, Louis G says, got caught with alcohol in the dorm. Well, actually, I got caught with it outside the dorm. I'm 21, and it was my third time doing it, so they actually suspended me. Um, uh, Recent articles have been on data that is specifically de-anonymized. Okay. Okay. Robert T. Soares at Tripcode. Have you watched the anime Perfect Blue? Say good one and old one. No, I haven't. Last anime I watched was Golden Boy, and I only watched one episode. I don't. I mean, I do occasionally watch anime, but my main problem with it is you can't use it as a secondary task because most of the dubs are quite terrible, and that actually requires you to pay attention and read the screen. So most of the media I do put on is just essentially as background noise. I mean, sometimes I'll just put music on as well. American, oh, Americans, a little bit mispronunciation there, can't drink alcohol at college. Well, they can, but I lived on college property, so technically you can't drink alcohol on college campus, which is why I got in trouble. Book/courses recommendations about Linux. Debian Administrator's Handbook. I think that's what it's called. I've read a few chapters of that. But honestly, I would just start using Linux and 24 hours, learn Bash in 24 hours. It's also a good one. Um, I can't really think of that many. I would just say kind of garner experience just from using Linux and reading man pages and doing things like that. Um, okay. Mustafa Seaton asks Tripcode, do you think Rick and Morty is worth watching? Um, Not really, I'd say. Well, at least I think I watched like 2 seasons of it. It's okay. I mean, um, it's kind of they kind of started pressing political agendas into it now, and it kind of just I don't really like that. Oh, Guitar Matt's making the obligatory when someone mentions Rick and Morty, the what's your IQ? Um, I haven't actually taken a standard IQ test before. Um, okay. Yeah, I would agree with Bungie 3210. So much for that American freedom wall. Well, it was nice, at least at A&M, because there was public property outside the college you could shoot guns at, and it's just really fun. But Matthew Smith, I don't think anyone's in the single digit IQ game unless they have like some sort of horrible mental disorder thing where they're essentially a vegetable. Um, Scrumble Jones, I don't know, dude. I'm 21 and always been on. Anyone is okay. I guess now that I'm caught up with comments. Oh yeah, it is revealing of my data if I tell someone my age online. But the thing is, at this point, I made so many videos and I had my first name out there. It's just, I mean, if someone actually wants to find my actual identity, it's possible. So I've kind of started caring less about that. Um, let's go through more of the magazine. Okay, a USB server that shares peripherals. What? Are they, are they calling like a USB hub a USB server? A USB server is unique because it lets you share several such devices among multiple. Oh, okay, among multiple network PCs. So it is the actual some sort of server. It's kind of neat. Oh, there's a little Ethernet jack going into it. Nero 6 Ultra Edition. Is it like Fall of the Roman Empire version? I don't know. Seems like it says all-in-one digital media solution. I don't know. FFmpeg and ImageMagick seems to work pretty good for an all-in-one media solution. Dell projectors. So many ways to have a good impression. Only $900 for the cheapest one, which has 800 by 600 resolution. 1700 for the 1024 by 768. Uh, Alan Gomez says, "Hey, well, hi." Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't really like projectors that much. I've kind of always wanted to own one of those massive, bulky CRT projectors, but that's just mainly because they interest me on a mechanical level. Um, Bungie3210 says my projector was free when I forgot to give it back to my former employer that screwed me over after 5 years. Oh, I mean, I guess. Good for you? I mean, do you use the projector? I haven't found a purpose for a projector. So, hmm, more projector ads. God, were projectors like the biggest thing in 2004? Ooh, Pocket PC. Gotta have that Windows CE sort of stuff. General purpose PC, Dell Dimension 4600. Oh my God, Alienware was ugly back in the day as well. Look at this thing. God, has Alienware always just been ugly? I imagine it has. I don't know. Product of the year is the AMD Athlon 64FX. That's nice. Seems like a. Oh, I don't know. You can put some like quad core chips into an AM2 socket. Um, yeah, I would agree. Alan Gomez, horrible PC case. My projector is one of my fave geek items. Says Mario Ivan. Well, I've never. I don't know what I'd use a projector for. Maybe if I was giving a business presentation, but all the places I've done that, they've had projectors for the slideshow, or they had a display. So I don't know. Maybe if I had a company that was, I mean, I guess I. Oh, I haven't filed for an LLC or anything, but I guess I'm selling ThinkPads under uh, on renegadecomputing.org. But yeah, um, oh, Bernsey32 says, wouldn't you watch movies on a projector? Uh, Not really. I mean, maybe at a movie theater, but I don't really like going to movie theaters. They're overpriced. They're filled with a bunch of people, and like, I mean, there hasn't been any really movies I wanted to see that weren't, you know, uh, I couldn't use transmission for. Uh, so not gonna spend $14 to see some, Hollywood garbage stuff. I might pay $0 or one at a dollar theater. Um, oh, Mario Ivans' projectors are just fun for movies or gaming. Okay. I've never played games on a projector either. Do you know about the Biscuit channel? I don't watch his videos that often. Maybe I should. I don't know. I don't subscribe to him. I've heard of him though. Uh, Guitar CEO. Okay, that's okay. Scrumble Jones. Oh, okay. Uh, Co- Cautious Senuar. Sorry for butchering that name, probably, but sup? How's life? Okay. It's a bit hot in Texas right now since I don't have the AC on for live stream noise quality. Um, Going through this Maximum PC book. Oh, in the Hall of Fame, they have the IBM ThinkPad series since 1992. Innovative design. ThinkPad 700 had revolutionary features such as a 10.4-inch screen and a red pointing device that became a signature element. Fast forward 12 years to the ThinkPad X40. Oh my god, this is like an ad pretty much. Crowned the best ultra portable. Bears the same black case, though pleasantly slimmer. Solid construction, comfortable keyboard, and an improved. It has an improved eraser head. What's an eraser head? Like, am I just? I mean, like the movie Eraserhead? That doesn't make sense. Oh, Big Blue also backs its notebooks with stellar service. Oh my god. I, I always felt like these magazines as a kid were just kind of like advertisements for, but I don't know. I like some of the articles. Uh, Toshiba Tecra. See, early 2000s were kind of the worst for visually pleasing computers. I mean, the UI now is worse, but like, oh my god. At least, ThinkPads have pretty much looked the same till Lenovo bought it. It's an R40 ad. I'm just gonna. The ATI All-in-Wonder 9600. I think that one has does it have like composite in? Yeah, it's capable of recording and playing back live FM radio. Just FM radio? Oh, $29 HDTV adapter. You can record HD television. Oh, so I don't know. Like, I actually would like one of those cards, except for the fact that they don't really have Linux drivers. Um, oh, Eraserhead is TrackPoint. I've never heard that for TrackPoint. Um, I've heard um, Nipple Mouse, other organ mouse, and TrackPoint. And can we just do a Temple OS build already? I might try installing Temple OS for a video, some actual hardware. Um, uh, which glasses? Like my glasses or some sort of glasses here? I don't know. The type of glasses I'm wearing. I don't know the name. I got them in Korea, or didn't get them in Korea because I didn't go that time. But my mom bought them in Korea because they're cheap over there. Because a European company has a monopoly over most lenses in the United States. So if you go to Korea, you can get glasses for like $25, $35 a pair. So I got four of them, and I just decided to choose white as one of the colors. And I lost the black ones. The transparent frame ones broke, and now I'm down to white ones, which I don't know. I mean, they seem a little bit too flashy, but it's whatever. Bunzi 3210. I've been meaning asked to speak Korean. Not really. I can say like 안녕하세요, 감사합니다, donjuseyo, Patreon, donjuseyo. That means I think give me money, please. But not really. I know like a few tourist phrases. I've been meaning to practice it. I can read Hangul kind of, but I'm not that great at it. Language learning and grammar has never really been my abilities. Um, oh, Guitar Matt C says, please advertise my Patreon at the end of things. Yeah, I should just have like a clip I just stitch on to everything. I don't know what it'd be. Oh, and post a link. Why Korean? Oh, it says Kosh Sunyar. Uh well, I'm half Korean. I go to Korea fairly often. Um I speak better I guess um Spanish than I do Korean, and I can barely speak Spanish, but that's because I took it as a language course one time. Okay, I guess we'll go through the book. Hot cameras for summer. Oh my god, my camera overheats in the summer outside. Maybe I should get a camcorder. I was actually thinking about, for my code videos, just to have a script that would alternate between this camera and screen recording when I press the button and use this microphone. Uh, okay, guitar mat, I will. Um, Kushish. Oh, okay, I read that already. Um, at Matt. Oh, okay. I don't look Korean. Well, I'm only half Korean. I'm half white, and the Texas sun makes my skin a little bit darker than if I was in Korea. So maybe I should just not go outside, and I'll have like pasty skin. I guess I could. I already don't go outside that often, but um, let me go through here. Just cameras. Another ugly Alienware. This one isn't quite as bad as the desktop. User upgradable graphics technology. I mean, that's kind of neat, actually. Maybe that one wasn't completely terrible, but their marketing strategy is terrible. Like, why would anyone like Area 51M option? Like, does that really mean anything? It's just, I mean, I might as well just go with a model number. Huh? Oh, I don't really care. Strumble Jones, there's no moderators on my chat, uh, but I probably shouldn't say that. Um, uh, keeping the juice flowing. Oh, it's just a bunch of battery life for camera shots. Hmm. Oh, I think I've actually owned one of these Antac cases. I didn't know that was what they were designed for, was to carry him around. Why did they put the dog in it? It just looks uncomfortable for the dog. Oh my god. What will I put in mine? Not a dog. Well, that's terrible. Those don't even have like the smoothest of edges. That dog's just no. It's terrible. I could carry it. Are you going to Area 51 with the rest of my American Patriots? No, not. I don't know. I don't think. Uh, I mean, I'm not an alien, or experimental aircraft, so I'm not in the Air Force or anything. So yeah, I really should announce these streams, but I kind of do them on a whim most of the time, so I don't really know what I do for keeping a schedule. What's 1&1? Is this? Oh, 1&1 welcomes Microsoft hosting. Oh, the world's number one web host. Actually, $5.99 for a domain name for a year isn't that bad. Like, GoDaddy is ripping people off with the price they sell domain names at. But again, it was 2004, so I don't know. I'm comparing to modern day prices. Lots of domain names for sale. Web hosting. Was it hard to host a server in 2004? Oh, all inclusive Linux and Microsoft at 1&1 hosting. Let's see what Linux version. Oh, they don't even say. Linux. You just get a kernel. I mean, it's not a distribution. Uh, okay, whatever. Servers. Uh, ooh, that's a fancy looking one at the outside. I doubt What? It says function with the K, like funk. They have a typo. This isn't one of their actual servers, for sure. Unless it, like, I don't know if you guys can see function. Yeah, you guys probably can't read that, but it's misspelled. They misspelled function, or maybe it's like, I don't know what that thing is. Well, yeah, I'm just reading the ad. I know it's GNU/Linux, but if it just said Linux, so they might just supply you with a kernel only. You might just get a Linux kernel. You have to, build the GNU core utils yourself. Oh wait, this one's actually mirrored, so you guys can read it. I think it's mirrored. No, it's just some of the text is weird. Some of the text is mirrored. Um, Tech support, home delivery, rent a geek, traveling founders. I was thinking about doing tech support, home delivery, but most people use laptops nowadays. Well, like I'd have to order parts, and it couldn't be on site really. I would probably just do like backups and virus removal. And by virus removal, I mean I'm just gonna run photo recovery on Linux, grab all their photos, and then fucking sorry, and just DD the a Windows 10 ISO with a third party key bought off eBay for $5. Virus gone, all their photos are still there. um It's function/GNU, or is really recently I started calling it GNU plus function. My tech support reminds me of Indian scammers. Well, I was thinking about doing local computer repair, which would be kind of like tech support, I guess. I mean, but that's just because it is kind of easy money. Oh, I mean, I know how to fix desktops. A middle schooler can. I did it. Actually, I put together a desktop in middle school, so it's not really an impressive task to fix a desktop or a laptop, even if you have the parts. I mean, I should host Raspberry Pis for money. This is Guitar Mat C. I was thinking about doing thin clients that were core booted, but again, um, my I'd have to save up enough money for a business line just because the bandwidth isn't going to be enough. Oh wait, we're getting towards the end. Ooh, they're saying a free issue, Half-Life 2. What year did Half-Life 2 come out? Maybe this is later than 2004. Oh, that's kind of cool. It's like a little laptop that fits in a 1U rack at a rack server. I'd love one of those. Yeah, I was also concerned about that, but I would make a very, very good clause for like contract agreement. And I would also have try to do like data encryption to the point where I can't even see the data. And if the authorities got involved and I couldn't decrypt it, I would essentially just give them the hardware for that unit, especially if it's a thin client, and let them figure it out. I am not a fan of pedophiles, nor is the world. In fact, I don't know. I was wondering what would happen if I did the DD thing in photo recovery and I end up finding like some sort of illegal data. I'd probably just end up reporting them. So Crime Stoppers actually pays quite a bit of um Medhov Koshla. I don't think lollies are considered well, I mean it's a cartoon drawing, but I don't know. I don't really want to go down this discussion on a tech live stream. It's about like I'm just gonna ignore any more comments about that. That's anyone that's like actually goes and does things with kids is awful. Should probably be in jail or something. I mean, though actually, a funny segue though is I actually got some computers from the A&M's electronic recycling run they did one year, and one of them was from some guy in Bryan that was in his 40s, and he liked to write Harry Potter fan fictions. Lots of Harry Potter fan fictions, erotic too. Um, uh, 15 desktop PCs. I don't really care actually. All of these are probably in recycling centers or scrapped by now or sitting in the garage. These are some grandma or boomer. Serial ATA raid. Hard drives in the fast lane. Oh my god. It's kind of. I guess RAID is faster, but SSDs will probably beat a RAIDed hard drive setup nowadays if it's just 2 drives. Hmm. CSI drives would be faster, wouldn't they? And they had that technology back then. E-machines, made, promises kept. No, they didn't. They didn't keep any promises. With a computer, you would never have to upgrade. That Oh, yeah, you can upgrade your e-machine to the T2885 for only $80, and it's a Celeron processor. Oh wait, no, it appears is that an upgrade from the T2742 Windows XP 512 gigabytes, 80 gigabyte HDD. I mean, I guess that's okay specs for that time period. I don't know. I honestly don't. I think I just used like a Dell Optiplex with the Pentium 4 in it back when this came out. Boost wireless performance up to 35%. Linksys G router. Again, nice router. Uh, convert your PC into a digital video recorder step by step. Oh, they do product recommendations, of course. But no. Do you know how you do it? You get a TV tuner card and you plug it in a slot. That's how easy it is. Then you install drivers for said TV tuner card, and then hook it up to your TV or VCR or whatever, or VCR camera output. It's not difficult. Um, hmm. Apparently they had data caps in 2005 or 6, or whenever this came out too. Download too much and lose your broadband. Yeah, I actually don't know. I originally thought it was from 2004, but let me check what year this magazine came out. Um, okay. So a little date on the front. I think July 2004. Huh. Guess that makes sense. They're not advertising the T-43. Huh. Weird. Oh man, they have one of those Vio all-in-one ads at the back. That looks quite unergonomic. Like, look at this thing. Like, the keyboard's like attached to the monitor. Like, is it designed to be portable or something? So it doesn't look like it folds up. No, I mean they have like Pentium 4s in this. I mean, I guess it wait like 1999 maybe might have Pentium 4 in it. Okay, I have more magazines, but they're all like early 2000s. This one's like technology, wearable superhuman strength. I'm actually kind of curious about that article. See if there's like a little index here. I want to see some like early 2000s. What would it be? Cyber. Would it be like no, that's not the right word. Like Android sort of thing. I don't know. Power e-blow. For people with spinal cord injuries, just trying to feed themselves or pick it up can be frustrating. MIT's researchers, Kayla's Narden and John McBean, working with mechanical engineer Woody Flowers, have built a powered elbow brace that allows patients to bend and extend their arms under their own control. Well, that's kind of neat. Very small little blurb. Expected it to be a bigger article. Yeah, it was actually pretty funny. He also did save a lot of like hentai and things like that. Oh, and he had his name as his login, so we actually looked him up on Facebook. And so he was in his like 40s or something, and he either like he didn't log into his Facebook for a few years. So we're thinking, oh, me and my friend at the time were thinking it was either he went to jail or is dead. So because that's what happens when people don't update their Facebooks generally, when they're the type of people that go on Facebook a lot. Early 20s computer and device variety design. Oh, 2000s. Probably what he meant. Yeah. Nowadays, everyday device was quite similar. Kushi Sinuar, I would agree, but a lot of them were ugly. Like, if you go back to the 1990s, they had a more massive variety, and even in the 80s, and they actually looked nice. I'm not even going to respond to that, guitar Matt, but no, I would never do that. That's my only response. The solar cell rollout, cheap, flexible solar cells that help the world's impending energy crisis. Oh, yeah, they had like some article about saying never charge your cell phone again with nanotech's big payoff. So, actually, like if you paired a modern solar panel with like some really power efficient ARM processor and made it like a flip phone, that might be possible. But then why would you be just sticking your device out in the sun? That'd be really annoying. Um, Robert Soares says the worst thing is looking in an old HDD. You find nasty things on those. Well, actually, I was thinking for one of my videos to just explore all the hard drives I've gotten over the years from like recycling centers and places with photo recovery. and just seeing the weirdest stuff. But I've been a little bit afraid to do that. Um, well, it, Madhav Khosla apparently works at a solar company. Well, that's nice. I mean, I'd like some solar panels, but like, I don't think they're a good idea for a cell phone. Like, even if you could do it, you'd probably have to like. Well, I'm talking. Your cell phone isn't going to contribute to climate change. I mean, I do care a little bit about climate change because Texas is extremely hot, but I mean, personally, I'm not one to think that far out into the future. So generally, just I like my motorcycle that's rejetted, so it's a little bit faster, and even though it won't pass emissions in California anymore, it won't burn up the engine when it's in the Texas heat. So it's a nice thing to have. Um, my car's relatively fuel efficient though and non-polluting. I think it has the V6 engine though. Oh, well, I mean, the problem with the phone with solar panel idea is, well, I mean, it might work if you had like an e-paper display and then did like kind of a like like calculator sort of setup, but I don't think it would be. I mean, with like a modern smartphone, I mean, I just don't like it would take up like the entire back of the phone. So I just couldn't really imagine like just leaving my phone out in the sun. Well, I mean, my main thing with climate change is like most of the actual pollution is coming from China and other countries. So even if the United States cuts down by like, 10%, it won't make a huge difference on it. Um, Yeah, I would like an e-paper phone, but I'd much rather have an e-paper laptop. But no, I mean I wouldn't mind having solar panels if I had a house that was off the grid or something. It would actually be quite nice. Solar panels are a good technology. I just find it a little bit silly for a phone, especially back in 2004 or whenever this came out. This one doesn't have a date on the front. Oh, 2004 on the side. Yeah, world economics are weird at Scrumble Jones. All I want is a guitar mat says all I want is a keyboard plus Linux shell on an e-paper display. Well, I'd like that, but with free like actual Linux and not like a CH root or actual GNU slash Linux, not Android CH root, because I mean that's actually possible right now. It's kind of expensive to get the e-paper displays. Another PC World 2004. Hmm. Oh, they have Newegg deals on AMD Athlons. Let's see if they're still. I bet they're still cheaper than Intel. Oh, they don't have the Intel ones here. Oh, I think Newegg used to be good, right? Oh no, no. It says 14 employees, office productivity zero. Your old PCs are costing you your valuable time. I bet I could use a Pentium 3 as a daily. Like, god damn. Maybe if they had like 486s, but it would still be better than nothing. Um, Find your dream job. www.itcareerweek. Yeah, I don't think my dream job would be help desk monkey. No offense if you do work at help desk. I'm sorry if I called you that. But it just doesn't seem pleasant to be helping a bunch of people that are computer illiterate 24/7 with really basic things. Do systems administration. Be all right. Same ad as in last version. Oh wait, is this the same one? I don't think it's the same one because I miss, or maybe I just missed the AMD processors at the beginning. Oh, 04 Dream Machine. It has a Windows desktop in the computer. Why? Why would anyone want this? Like a tiny little Windows desktop. I mean, if it's like a display that displayed some stats, like core temperature, things like that, not a bad idea. This this is just silly. The MP3 player shootout. Oh man, it says Apple's iPod is the MP3 player to beat. I don't know. I've actually thought about getting like one of the classic iPods, like the third generation ones, just so I can get like put in like a little SD card in it. It's like 512 gigabytes or something. But those are actually you can use Linux with it, I think, on the old iPods. Oh, Intel processor description guide for maximum PC. Okay, let me do my own version of it. It says processor number 560, Pentium 4, hyper-threading, yes, 3.6 gigahertz. Okay, so this one is like meltdown, literal, not like, well, I mean, it probably has the meltdown bug too, but this one is like temperature meltdown. Oh my god. All of these kind of are. Oh my god. Mobile processor 1.2 gigahertz Pentium M based off Pentium 4. That thing's probably slower than a Pentium 3. God. Hard drive's gone wild. Want to see? Maybe I should like some nice. I mean, unclothed, lewd hard drives right here. Vio U series. Huh. It's kind of neat. One car ad for BMW. That's just a steering wheel, and it uses. Oh, it's like a synergy ad, I think. Synergistic ad, yeah. iPod for your BMW and your BMW. Synergy. Gotta hate it. Postmodern PC. Let's look at these great specs. Pentium 4 560. Asus random motherboard, I don't remember. Silverstone Nimbus case for $1,070. Don't know why anyone would ever spend that much money on a computer case. Even back in the day, power supply, PC power, cooling, turbo cool, 510. You gotta love it when a product actually has the word turbo in it. RAM technology, 1 gigabyte. Okay, $730 for 1 gig of RAM. My God, RAM's nothing cheap. Primary video card, ATI Radeon X800. Second video card, ATI All-in-Wonder. Okay, so that's what you're going to be doing, I guess. Back in 2004 is recording TV. Primary storage, two Western Digital 740 GD Raptors. If there's anything ridiculous on here. Has two optical drives. CRT display, 600. LCD display, 5,000. Why would you get? Okay, I mean, I guess there's probably reasons to get both, but fuck, it's $5,000. No, it's terrible. LCD touchscreen, man, they're just like not literally finding the most expensive product in each category. Like $12,328 back in that time. Sorry, I should look at the comments. Sorry about that. I got distracted. Yeah, I would agree, Mario Ivan. The way Steve Jobs kept trying to garden wall media is awful. Um, Vios were overpriced. I've never bought a Vio except on like the one I found at Goodwill Electronics for $5. So, and I found one for free in the recycling once, and it burned up. Sony Vio with a i5 in it. Doom 3 is coming out. Pain, suffering, death. It's coming for you. Doom 3. Man, it's like not a good thing to advertise. I mean, that could be a description for a lot of horrific world events, like Hindenburg tickets. Pain, suffering, death. It's coming for you. I don't know. Mousepad. It's lame. Oh, maybe that case is so much because they have it. Oh wait, no, that was the little touchscreen LCD panel inside. That would serve no purpose, I imagine. Can anyone beat the iPod? I don't really care, honestly, about old MP3 players. You can just skip them. Another Alienware ad. Man, this is getting boring. This is just like old marketing stuff. Like, okay, I might end the live stream soon because I'm down to my last old magazine. This one is Maximum PC, the ultimate do-it-yourself guide. Okay. Maximum PC, notebook shootout, dominate Microsoft Word. I really don't care about that. 6 hot new digital cameras. Not hot and new now. Um, lower your boot time to shockingly low levels. I don't know. Reboot, install some sort of Linux distribution with a Windows manager. Then go through like system D analyze or whatever init system you have to figure out what things you can get rid of, and then get the boot time blazingly fast. I doubt that's what's in this guide though. Okay, boring. Oh my god. Did they actually make these sodas, like the Windows XP soda? Oh, that's kind of sad. I mean, the Hindenburg thing was a long time ago, and I'm quite sure what year. Blimps are kind of cool, but hydrogen is not a good gas to use to power your blimp or float your blimp. Beside the Silicon Zoo, I don't. Kind of weird title for an article. It's just some guy finding wafers with random designs. God, why would anyone want to call themselves a technophile? Like, a connotation, I mean, involuntary connotation, I imagine, of the file suffix has been just washed to the ends of the earth. Mud, head-to-head, color printers. Well, I don't know. I don't think printers always kind of sucked. Hmm. Like, another Newegg ad. Okay, here, the ultimate do-it-yourself guide. And I think after this, I'm gonna end the live stream because it is getting hot and I am getting sweaty here, and I don't like it. I do wear a little bit of foundation, and it just feels gross at this point. So, okay, the ultimate do-it-yourself guide. We proudly present 28 amazing PC projects that will help you transform your PC into a work of beauty, power, and speed. Okay. Quiet your PC. Maximum cooling, minimum fans. Nero drive speed utility lets you slow down your speedy optical drives, so make them quieter and cooler. Okay, and load slower. Slow down your drives. Like, I mean, yeah, sure, if you like underclock everything. Okay, there's one good advice here. What? Okay, re-enable fan. Okay, yeah. Yeah, they're suggesting to replace some of the fans that come with the cards. I would imagine CPU as well. Oh, and then they have completely silenced your PC with water cooling, which is probably really expensive back then. It's still really expensive. Overclock your video card. Okay, that's like the polar opposite of quiet your PC. Um, Increase the memory clock. Increase the core speed. It's not bad information. Well, I mean, the problem is otherwise in Texas, in the heat, while making a live stream in an unair conditioned shed, I would look very sweaty, like Ballmer, I guess. Is that the guy's name? Steve Ballmer. It would look like I would just be drenched in sweat in my face because cameras also like amplify a little bit of that, and then you combine it with actually being in a shed that's unair conditioned for how long has this stream been? Oh yeah, I'm also wearing a jacket to fend away mosquitoes. Oh my god. Yeah, marketing is a horrible industry. Like, I got an A in my marketing class, so it's really easy, but it's like all based on social manipulation pretty much. In business, the only things probably worth learning are like, a management legal environment course. Honestly, if you just do an accounting course, like the intro level ones, they kind of just explain how companies work and with taxes. So I mean, it's not completely useless, but that was useful slightly. Economics, macro and microeconomics were useful. Um, what else? Trying to think. All my MIS classes were a complete waste of time, but I got A's in them. All my programming classes were also mostly waste of time, at least the ones at the business school. The ones that weren't in the business school and were at like in the computer science department, those were actually pretty useful. And they were a lot harder, but I made A's in all of them except one, which was I did freshman year, and I was just screwing around that time. But yeah, no, computer science 121 or was pretty useful, which is like mine was kind of like if you end up going to like different universities, mine covered a bit of data structures and algorithms, but it was mainly just C++ and that was pretty useful. What else? Yeah, I mean, in that class, you don't really get beyond though, like making like linked lists and dynamic arrays and things. But yeah, the majority of college, I believe, is a waste of time. But the actual degree means something. It's kind of like a certificate that proves you're hireable, or I don't know. It's it's whatever. Oh, Mario Ivan says the social manipulation class would depress me. Well, I mean, yeah, probably. It was pretty easy though. Like, I just decided to. We had a group project at the end of the class, and it was all memorization based. So based off, so I just kind of just read the textbook like for like 4 hours before the exam, and then just take the exam and got A's or close to A's, and then the group project was worth a lot. And then I just said we should make a company called Papershare, where it's just an idea of let's make a file sharing thing for school notes and tests and things like that. And the rest of the group put a marketing spin to make it not a cheating platform. And then I went out and cloned Gelburu or Danburu or something. I forgot which one has the source opened, and used grep to remove any of the references to hentai, and then changed it all to school related stuff and put it up on a local server. So we had a functional prototype. And after I did that, I had to do zero work on that. Yeah, I would probably agree with Credo, but I actually don't know. I haven't worked in the industry, but yeah, I would also agree with Credo on the class structure university comment. But hmm. Anyways, I'm confused at the last two comments. But Ola base, um, upgrade your CPU. Oh, okay, that's kind of pointless. It's 0.5. I mean, everyone should know how to do that. Optimize your striped RAID array. That's actually good advice. I would say that's worth a tip if you have a RAID setup. Lower your boot speed to 15 seconds. BIOS disable floppy drive seek. Okay. Um, our first order Windows XP Luna interface. Um, oh my God, they say it looks great. It's terrible. Windows XP looks best in its like classic form or whatever. Give your proc and RAM a boost by taking down your wallpaper. Removing. Is this just like Linux tier? Like, I mean, not. I shouldn't say Linux tier, but like Linux rising sort of stuff, but like for Windows at the time. So there are a few people that will just like spend all their time like trying to get rid of all their packages and making their system the most minimal possible. Which I mean, it's something to do, and I'm sure it teaches you a fair bit about how Linux works. But um, I kind of like having the ability to have do projects like have QEMU running and things like that, or maybe I guess everyone needs build essentials. um can you remove your foundation on stream? uh I mean, actually this camera might be low quality enough it doesn't matter. um Never understand why people loved XP. It was awful. It's probably because Vista came out next, which was worse than XP. Find the perfect online No, this is just that xfire.com. I don't even know what that is. Just find the perfect online games server for step 10. Recover data from dead media. Okay, I can give tips on this. Uh, photo recovery. Oh my god. I think there's that like hard drive freezer trick, but I have never tried that. Make backups so you don't have to recover data from dead media. But it says if a floppy drive that you needed data has died, don't wreck it by flinging it across the room or running ScanDisk over and over. Flip the write protect on to prevent further damage. Misaligned floppy drive. Okay. I actually don't know a lot about fixing floppy drives. It's kind of a little bit before my time. Wipe your PC clean. Uh, DBAN. Oh, actually, that's actually kind of useful. Uh, get rid of your old PC. Oh, and it's another sort of shilling thing to Dell and Hewlett Packard by giving them your older PC for them to refurbish and resell for $15. Oh my god. Oh, buys you the pickup and disposal. They're not even giving you money. They're just paying to recycle it. That's terrible. It's terrible. And you have to have over 50 pounds of computer equipment. Like that's probably worth its money and like maybe not scrap, but like 50 pounds of tin is what they sell it as. That's like worth $5 in scrap value. And then if you consider the fact that the driver for that is probably driving to multiple locations when they schedule pickup time, they're probably actually making a fair bit of money, even if they're not refurbishing them and they're just like sending them off to a metal recycling warehouse. Why not skip a middleman if you need to dispose of your old PC or electronics stuff that's irreparable or worthless and just go to a metal salvage yard, take all of it there that you don't want, and put it in your car, drive over the metal salvage yard, and drive back, and they'll give you like $10. It's not necessarily worth it, but if you're short on cash and you have a lot of PC cases that are they stripped motherboards from, it's not a bad idea. Um, no, I have not. At Spooky Business. Uh, started Debian and Arc, and now Parabola and Fedora's. Also like the Fedora thingy. I don't know. I heard good things about Parabola. I just don't really trust a rolling release. The government should have a refurbished program. I want a free retro computer. The government does not need to be the one doing a refurbished program. The government should have less laws on like data destruction of data, which is why most like electronics recycling centers won't give you free retro computers. Is because they have to have policies securing people's data when they dispose of it. But people should just be smart enough to run thrash or something equivalent on their drives, or not even throw away their drives at a recycling center without taking a hammer to it. I mean, man. The first distro I've ever seen is probably Mandriva or something, but I haven't used Linux for more than 5 minutes, except that one Manjaro replacement PC. Okay, QM. Um, Not really familiar with Mandriva or Manjaro. Is that is that like based on Arc? I honestly don't know. I don't keep up with Linux distributions. I kind of like just keeping the same Debian install, just upgrade it when I need to. Okay, cool. Ad hoc Kosla was right about being arc based. I think that's what I said. If not, I mean, you were right too. Okay, 12. Okay, 13. Optimize multi-channel surround sound. Okay, I've never done surround sound, so I don't know anything about this, and I don't feel like reading about how to set up a surround sound setup in 2004. Get news delivered directly to your desktop. Um, okay, RSS. I mean, that's not bad. Um, increase your Wi-Fi range. Uh, oh, it's just Wi-Fi repeaters. Add new functionality to your Linksys router. Oh, hey, that's actually I've done this before. The insanely popular Linksys 802.11g Wi-Fi router model number WRT54G uses firmware based on the open source operating system Linux. It should say GNU slash Linux, but anyways, because of its open source lineage, Linksys makes, and it should be saying free software instead of open source, but anyways, yeah, it's just they're just talking about aftermarket stuff for the Linksys router, which I think I already brought up on this live stream. And 17, print perfect photographs. Buy the best paper you can from the printer's manufacturer. Uh, yeah, don't skip on ink. Okay, so spend as much as possible. Calibrate your printer. Okay, yeah, no, well that isn't horrible. Clean your ink head. Man. Do you think like the workers at printer companies make innuendos about cleaning your ink head? Oh yeah, DDWRT. I used the tomato one. I can't remember what it was called. But anyways though, since it's getting kind of hot out, since it's 2 o'clock, which is peak Texas heat, I guess last call for questions. I'm gonna give you guys like 15 seconds. Or okay, I'll wait till 2:04 or in live stream length. F routing is also a good option to build a router with Linux. I've been tempted to build a router with Linux. Have a nice day, says Renew. Um, thank you. I will try to have the best day possible. Okay. What is your main laptop right now? X200S. It's my main system. 1.86 gigahertz of full fury, underclocked to 1.66 to withstand doing 100% CPU usage in without air conditioning. Um, so, okay, any more questions? You guys got 5 seconds. Okay, we rebooted. Yes, it is we rebooted as well. I like the X200S. Does yours have a 1440 by 900 display? Oh, okay. No problem. I like doing streams. Apparently someone Madhav Khosla loves eggs. Is it worth Libra booting a T400 or X200? Yeah, honestly it is. It's a really simple process. I would also replace the thermal paste as well. T480, this is my best laptop ever. 32 gigabytes, 1.5 terabytes, 8 cores. Oh, that's nice. Mario Ivan, are you in a band? No, I'm not in a band. I do occasionally make music with Milky Tracker, and I've gotten a lot better at it since I made that music video. Because that was like actually the first thing I made. It sounded quite terrible, but the video was kind of neat. I thought. I roll with the X220. Nice. I used to use an X220. T420 too. That's also a good option. I'm falling for the ThinkPad meme. This is Madhav Khosla. Is it worth it? Yeah, I would say so. they're very inexpensive and they're very moddable, and you can get decent performance out of things like a T420. You can put core boot on it, and then even run an Ivy Bridge. I think that's the third one, quad core. So it's worth doing. Um, They actually are pretty decent laptops. The newer offerings by Lenovo, I would say you'd actually have to read product reviews and things like that. And ThinkWiki covers most of the old ThinkPads, which is nice, and that'd be a good start for resources. But anyways, though, I think this is in the conclusion. So peace, have a good one, and I hope you guys have a good day. Bye.